Hello, everybody. I wanted to get my social media going and make sure that I had all my things out. We have so much to discuss tonight. Like, it's crazy. I hope people come and join. I have things that I want to go over. I want to try to keep it to an hour, but if it goes well, I might just go longer. But um we're gonna go over the finale, and I want to touch on some of the interviews, and I'm gonna get to Amelia and Tony like in a little bit because there's a lot I want to say about them. So I want to get like some other things out of the way right now. So like I think the storylines I'm gonna focus on right now, like obviously we're gonna discuss Teddy and Owen's last night, or last episode, because we want to touch on that. Like it was beautiful. I love Teddy and Owen. I wish it wouldn't have felt rushed, but I'm happy with what we got. I absolutely love the ending. I almost cried. Um, I think they did a great job. I think it was perfect to have them leave together. It wouldn't have made sense to just randomly kill him off and then have her leave. I will say the storyline reminded me a lot of Christina Yang. So I like that part about it. Um, and whenever Kevin directs an episode, it's always good. I love it whenever he directs an episode. It's always good. So I'm gonna touch on Joan Link first. I know, boring to some people because you guys probably want me to talk about Amelia and Tony, but I love Joan Link too. They're like my other favorite couple, and we I'm gonna bring up an interview, one of the interviews. I gotta pull up my thing here so I can get it open. We're gonna start with the rap interview, and we'll touch on what Meg had to say about Joan Link. So the way it ended was, it seems like anyway that Joe is going through some sort of like PTSD and trauma from the birth of the twins and everything that she went through herself, which I think is really great because we've seen trauma, like we've dealt with Amelia's trauma and we've seen it, but we haven't seen it like at a postpartum angle. And I think it's great because a lot of people and a lot of women go through postpartum anxiety and all the stuff that comes with it. And I'm kind of feeling like they're going that angle with Joe, but they're not like fully dived in. She's saying that she wants to quit medicine, and which actually really surprised me because I really thought that Joe was gonna be the one to do Nick's surgery, and that would then be the deciding factor in her going to general because she talked about going to general. And so I think it's interesting what they're doing with her. Now, the thing that really threw me for a loop because I didn't really think about it and I should have, was Link in an addiction storyline. And I'm excited for it. And I know that not many people really care for Joan Link, but this is gonna be really interesting. It sounds like they're gonna go at like a slow route with it. They're gonna shut it. It's not gonna be like your typical addiction storyline. It's probably gonna be more like um it's probably going to be like a codependency on pain pills, which happens to a lot of people. It happens to a lot. Like, honestly, I'm glad that Meg is doing this because it happens to a lot of people. It happened to my own mom when before I was born, she was in a really bad car accident and almost died. And from that car accident, like she's suffered pain her whole life. And so, and it wasn't that she was like this big druggie, but she ended up getting a codependency on the pain medicine that they had her on. And that essentially, like, after my dad passed away in 2012, now you got to think about it. I'm 41. When my mom had her accident, it was like 83 or 82, because I was born in 84 and it was before that. And she was on pain medicine her whole life. And in 2000, I can't remember when it wasn't, my dad passed away in 2012. And then she was obviously like really upset, went into depression over it. But it was 2016, I think, or 2017. They had her on fentanyl. Like, that was what the screw part up of it. And I'm trying to relate to Link's storyline, because this does happen with people who have been on medications for a long time. They get codependent on it, which can essentially lead to an accidental overdose, which is what happened with my mom, which is what I was trying to get at. In 2017, she had an accidental overdose. I'm not sure what happened. I think she took too much and forgot she had taken it. But so they took her off all the medicines, and then she ended up getting Alzheimer's. So we think that the Alzheimer's she had was probably from the pain medicine, but like, this stuff that they're doing with Link, it does happen, and it's very real. And I think that it's really good that they're focusing on this, because it's important to tell. Let me check out my chat for a minute. I want to make sure like I'm not missing comments. It says everyone except Amelia and Tony are just boring straight couples who have zero chemistry. I get it. I get that, like, people are really into it. Like, they can see, the thing about Amelia and Tony is a lot of people can relate to that kind of thing. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and they've longed for this. But I will say, with Joe and Link having this storyline and with this addiction stuff, I still personally think they're going to be kept, like, they're going to be there, but it's going to be more like, so you know how this season it was, at the beginning of it, it was like Joe, Link, and then the interns. I think next season it's going to be the Amelia storyline with Tony is going to be the OG main storyline. And then the intern story arc is going to be the Lucas, Simone, and West triangle. And I still think she's going to end up pregnant. I just think they're not doing it now. I think they're waiting until next season, because they really couldn't do it now, because it was only like a day apart between the bridge collapse and when Simone and Lucas slept together. So it's too soon for her to be able to say in the finale that she is pregnant. But I think that's going to happen. But I just think it's going to happen next season. So I think that's going to be how it's going to go next season. With Link's storyline, like, on the side. And I'm telling you guys, we have wanted Katarina to get content for a long time. And I think this is going to be it. She's one of the ones they haven't really wrapped up yet out of the OG cast, as far as like a love life and like having her happy ending. Like, out of the OG cast, she hasn't got that yet. And I think this is going to be her time to shine. It's going to be next season. And I'm so excited for it. Anyways, when I was reading, because I was really interested in what Meg had to say about Link's addiction, because I tell you guys, did any of you watch Private Practice? I want to know right now, because if there's a lot of people in my chat who have not seen Amelia's backstory on Private Practice, I'm thinking about pulling up a clip in a little bit and playing her whole story. Like, it'll just be a clip that is literally all her scenes on Private Practice, so you can kind of get a full picture of Amelia and her trauma. Because you see some of it in Grey's Anatomy, but you get the full picture in Private Practice. So anyways, let me know what you think about that, guys, in chat, and I'll pull it up and we can have a little Private Practice watch party with Amelia's scenes. So let me find where we're going to go over the wrap interview, which can be found here. Actually, I got to pull it up on my screen. Let me actually do that right now. I'm going to share this interview, guys. I got to get it. Okay, so we're going to take me off, I think, for a minute. Oh, okay, guys, I'm an idiot. Apparently, I have to be on stage to go over this. I haven't gone over it yet, but I'm here. Sorry about the echo. All right, let me read chat again. I don't think Amelia and Tony would get a big storyline. Not that I don't hope for it. We all know how. I don't know. She seems pretty excited about Jen and Katerina's scenes, and I think she was. I think it's coming personally. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but I think we're gonna get it. Anyways, I want to go over this interview. It says this is on the wrap, and we're gonna talk about Link's story for a minute. Jo ends the season uncertain about her future in medicine, while Link is clearly hiding lingering pain from his injuries in the hospital explosion and potentially becoming dependent on painkillers. Why end things there for these two? And Meg says, this year they both had very severe health scares. In previous storylines, we've had a lot of people have serious health scares, and sometimes they get right back up on their feet within 2 episodes. I wanted to show the reality of what it is like to almost die in a place you go to work every day and how you come back from that, in particular with Jo's postpartum journey. A lot of people, when they're looking at maternal mortality, they think it's a happy ending if the mother and the baby survive. And obviously, it's beautiful that the baby and mother survive, but there's still a long journey of trauma to come back from that. And I feel like it's a disservice to mothers out there if we didn't show realistic response to that. And unfortunately for Jo, her triggers are in her career. So it is really hard to get away from that. So I think about it, about whether or not she can find something to help her return doing what she loves, or if it is better for her not to return to her own health. That's what she's facing right now. As for Link, he is a traditional guy. He wants to take care of those he loves, and doesn't want to show weakness. We saw him throughout this season, even from the start when he was recovering from the explosion. He didn't want to lean on people. He also had an illness as a kid. He was always dependent on other people's help, and as an adult, he doesn't want to be that person anymore. He doesn't want to be seen as weak, so he wants to be strong for Jo, and even though he wants her to talk to him, he does not want to burden her with his, so he's trying to power through. We'll just have to see. Does he power through to a point where it becomes dangerous for him, or does he eventually come clean to her and get help? See, this is what I want for this, you guys, and I will read your comment in a minute. They could put Amelia into this storyline too, guys, because she's the only person on that show that is going to know what he's going through and how hard it is to overcome it. And I pray to God that they don't fuck that up. Excuse my language. Because it would be a missed opportunity if they didn't include her in this storyline. So not only could we get her with Amelia and Tony stuff, but we could get her with this as well. Because, she is Scout's mom. And it's going to be interesting to see the parenting side of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we need to see more Amelia and Scout. We need to see more of them. I want to see more of them. So let me go. I want to chat again. Also, I don't think Meg is homophobic. If Meg was homophobic, she wouldn't be doing the storylines at all. So I disagree with that as well. And I kind of, guys, don't want to get on that subject in my chat because it could really steer the discussion. But I get it. I get that some fans think that way. I've seen it myself where some have expressed that. Let me see. I want to be excited about it, but the odds of Meg screwing it up are high. Yeah, I understand the concern. Like I said, I don't know. We'll have to see. So that was the first. Let me make sure I didn't miss that. All right. Yeah, it was only this. Because, like, Richard doesn't have anything going on either. That's the other reason. Like, Richard had his storyline this season. Bailey is trying to have hers on the sidelines. Like, Amelia's the only one that's not been in the forefront. And Meredith is getting her happy ending with the engagement. So, all right, we're going to exit this interview. We're going to pull up another one. All right. Let me pull up. So that one was the wrap. We're going to do Variety next. Let me get it on the screen so we can screen share. Yeah, but Shonda is. Shonda is, though, and Shonda runs that shit. And that's the other thing. I don't think... I'll get to it, I promise. I have so much I want to say. I just want to touch on Link real quick. And then I'll get into it. I really do want to get into the Amelia stuff, so I think I'm going to touch on Joe and Link tonight, and then Amelia and Tony next. And then... And Simone, I really don't have any more to say about it because, like, I mean, I've already said it. I think she's going to end up pregnant. Nothing big really happened there. And the same with Jules and Winston. They slept together. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're together now, so nothing really big has happened there, except for the fact that I did wonder, because she was talking about taking all these hormones and stuff for the egg retrieval, if she wouldn't be the one to end up pregnant. But then they threw that scene in there with Simone and Lucas. So, like, you know, that changed my mind, and I'm thinking it's going to be them. Let me see. We got to find Link right here. All right. Link. Okay, let me see. Make sure I didn't skip. Okay. Yeah. All right, right here we want to start. Jo admits to Link that she did not take the OB exam she was studying for, and she confides in him that she doesn't know if she wants to be an OB or even a doctor anymore. What exactly is going through her head at this point for her to reach that conclusion? She's going through a little bit of postpartum emotional journey. Okay, we touched on this in the other one, so I might actually, because her careers, yeah, this we touched on. Is basically the same thing that I just read. sort of. So we're going to go down to where she talks about Link. Link will support whatever decision Joe makes, but he is also not so secretly taking pills to treat the shoulder injury that he suffered in last season's hospital explosion. Does Link have a pill popping problem now? Are you going to be exploring addiction through him next season? We will, in a more nuanced way than a stereotypical thing of seeing someone popping pills every 5 minutes. What he's grappling with right now is Link as a traditional guy in that he doesn't want to show any weakness and he wants to take care of his wife and children. He sees that she's going through this, so in his mind, it's like, I can't go through something that she's going through. I got to be there for her. I got to take care of her. He's going to have to figure out, is he going to tell her or is he going to power through? There might be a little bit of powering through before he says something to her. So we'll have to see where he takes it, where that takes him. You guys, you know what I want so bad is for Amelia to take a hold of him, pull him in a room, and be like, "Are you popping pills?" Because she would recognize it. Like, how great would that be for her to be the one to call him out on it and like figure it out? Like I need them. I need them to do this. Like, it would be such a missed opportunity, guys, for them to not have Amelia. And I know I said that and I'm repeating myself and I'm sorry. Let me see the chat because it's blown up. Well, the thing is okay, so plus she hates Amelia. Hold on, this I'm gonna do. That way I could do that. It's easier for me to read. Plus, she hates Amelia. She sent her solely on hiatus for no reason. Because if it was for budget, like they would have sent all the characters missing episodes. Like some don't miss a single episode. So I get what you're saying because a lot of people were upset by the hiatus. But you have to understand, I think Katarina was okay with it. I don't know if you guys listened to the interview she did on Sophia Bush's podcast, but one of her daughters, and I think I have an idea of which one, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to speculate. But she spoke about how one of her daughters had recently had surgery on their heart and how she like was very present for that and wanted to be able to like be like she wanted to be informed and everything on their charts. And so like, and granted, it didn't happen. I don't think it happened during the hiatus that she was on. I think it happened before. But the timing for Katarina may have felt right, especially if said child was recovering from a major surgery still. You know, it might have. And not to mention, she had just announced that she was co-owning a gym. And she was happy because she was able to be in the thick of things and working on that. So I think Katarina was essentially okay with it, but I get where everybody else wasn't because they love Amelia. I think, and you know, guys, I said this last time I was live. I never realized how big of a fandom Katarina and Amelia have until that hiatus when everybody was upset that she was going to be gone. Because I can't tell you the amount of people that spoke out about that. It was crazy. And I love that you guys do that. And we have to make noise about Jen because we want Jen to stay on there. Let me see. The Simone thing, if she gets pregnant with Lucas' kid, I want to see the Shepherd family. That's all I'm saying. 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. I need some more Tin Daly and Katarina scenes. And I want to know who his mother is. And I need more Lucas and Amelia because they're so funny. Like, how about the one scene, guys? I think it was she was talking to Tony and she's like, I'm sorry, my nephew's sleeping through the whole intern class or something like that. I died laughing. Oh, hey, I'll bring you up. You want to come up? I just saw you on here. Hey, how are you? Can you hear her or not? Did you want to talk?
Not right now.
I can't hear you. You're muted. Okay. Well, if but yes, I want to see the Shepherd family as well. Listen, guys, if you want to join, you can click the link. You don't got to be on camera. You could just come on. I'll put you on. Um, and you could sit there or you could chat. Like I said, you don't have to be on camera. I'm not on camera right now, so I get it. And the only reason I'm not is because I have a bunch of dog. I have 2 dogs here, and they're just they're sleeping right now. They're doing good, but all right. So let me go through the comments again. I love that my chat is lit. All right. 23, Amelia can shine in all ways. Romance, drama, and addiction storyline, but Meg just loves Jules Winston. Jules Winston. Yeah. I don't know. I hope Shonda has like background say. And I'm sure Katarina gives her input too. Like, you cannot do blow. This is where we got to make noise, guys. We got to make sure that they know it would be a missed opportunity to not have Amelia be a part of that storyline. I just can't wait. Like, could you imagine the growth that she would have? Because she would be the one pulling somebody out of addiction and not the one pulling herself out of it. Like, I can't wait. She wouldn't say anything publicly. I agree. Me too. I hate that they don't explore Lucas, Amelia, and Scout. They did, like, in the beginning when he was on there. I remember she like handed Scout to him and was like, "You need to take him," and he was like, "Oh my god." So yeah, I can't wait. And Chris deserves. Okay, I know. Personally, for me, I love Chris Carmack. I love him and his wife. They're so funny. And I'm happy for him that he's getting content too, because I'm going to be honest with you. Katarina's carrying most of the show on her back, but so aren't Joe and Link. Because they have a pretty big fan base too. Now, granted, I only follow Amelia fans on X, so I don't, see them. Hopefully she can come back up. I feel bad. This probably is going to go over, and I'm fine with that because people are actually chatting if it didn't go over. All right, so should I get to Amalone next, guys? You want me to switch it up? Because, again, I don't know what to say, so we're going to switch it up to Amalone. I want you to tell me in chat if you would like me to pull up Amelia private practice backstory, and I might take a minute and make a post saying to come. We're going to have a little private practice party if you want to see like the backstory, because I would love to do that. I can do it. It won't be copyright. I can pause it. We could talk about certain things. I'm telling you guys, it is top tier acting from Katarina. It's really, I would love to show people. And that way we don't have to really worry about like commercials or other storylines. We could just watch Amelia's. So please express it in chat if you want. I will go find the clip in case that you guys do want me to do that, because I think that it would be really fun. I'm going to make a tweet. You guys can respond on there too if you don't want to. All right. See, this comment of mine is like really. Why did they put the damn pins on the bottom of the chat? I don't get it. How do I fix that? All right. It's okay. We're going to touch on Tony. Let me see. I was really upset that Amelia, who is 10 years sober, was hooking up with someone she barely knew, unless she was drunk with Cass, which would really be awful. She loves Tony. Why do this? Because, all right, this is kind of one of the reasons why. Like, have you seen Private Practice, Zodiac? So a lot of the times, and I'm speaking from experience, and I honestly wish I could get Katerina on here sometime, you guys, because I would love to speak with her about this kind of thing. Not even like even the storyline, but like this. Amelia is like me. Like I relate to Amelia in a way because when my anxiety, and you don't have to be in a panic for you to have anxiety. When her anxiety gets going about something, Amelia starts spiraling. And oftentimes when you have this kind of worry, your mind will trick you into believing something that isn't true. I literally, before I was put on Lexapro, I did this all the time. And she had herself convinced for some reason that Tony was going to end it and was going to go back with Celine. She spiraled to the point that her brain convinced her that it was going to be another failure of a relationship. And she said, fuck it. I'm going to go have fun. Now, I know people are upset. People have different opinions, and I get it because it was out of nowhere. It wasn't for me though, because I called it. Because when Alexis did that interview and she was like, they asked her for a hint about the finale, she said, I'm sorry. She said, we have a few close calls and then something with love. And I sat there and I'm like, Owen isn't going to die. There's no way they're going to kill him off. I was unsure about Nick, but I was almost positive he was going to be okay too. And I'm like, and I saw where somebody commented on TikTok. And you think she did that? Hold on, wait a minute. I'll get to that. And so, like, where was I? I just lost my thought because I was reading your comment. Shit. You gotta love ADD. Oh my God, I lost totally what I was saying. Yeah, she has said that. Like, I think she just. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about my prediction. I said, because I had seen a comment on TikTok. I think it was on Erin's post. Mama Erin, if you guys don't know who she is, go follow her right now. She's the fucking best. If you need me to link, let me know. I will link to her. She's amazing. Someone commented, it was like, I think she's going to hook up with Cass and Tony's going to walk in and that's essentially going to make, and then I got thinking about it and I'm like, that right there is going to be the cliffhanger that we're going to get, is that Tony is going to show up and say that she wants Amelia, but Amelia's going to be with Cass. And sure enough, that's what happened. So anyways, let me pull up this other comment. We watched her addiction arc on Private Practice and she went to rehab. Why would she throw away 10 years of sobriety to hook up with Cass? Do we think she drank? Do we think she was drinking? Do we need to go back and rewatch that and see if there's alcohol in the apartment? I might pull that shit up just to look. Because could you fucking imagine? But I guess maybe not. Excuse my lang. Let me see. I'm going to pull that up and look at it, guys. You want me to share it? There wasn't any alcohol in her apartment, was there? I don't remember seeing any. Yeah, well, it was out of nowhere. Maybe what I'm hoping is they didn't have sex yet and that Tony just thinks they did. Maybe they were getting ready to, but Tony interrupted it and then it never happened. Maybe it'll go that way. But I don't know because Meg said in an interview, which I can pull that up in a minute, that Amelia made a mistake. Meg actually explained it really good. I'll pull it up here in a minute. But let me try to find, I want to go back on that clip really quick. Where's my Katerina Online peeps? Here they are. All right, scene 4. It's not that one. Videos. Here we go. Went off again. Can you believe it, guys? I didn't think she did. I didn't think she did either, but I don't think they'd throw that her way. I think they're going to show her growth by helping Link is what I hope. Share screen. We're just going to pull this shit up anyway because I love it. All right. Let me make sure. All right, we're going to pull this up, guys. I'm going to make sure it looks okay. They can see it. Yeah, this is good. All right, so
Celine wants to move to Seattle for me, for our family. Tony, this is the first time that she's ever considered what anybody else might want.
Sorry, guys, but I'm trying to see something.
But she wants to end her life to be with
I didn't think she drank either, but
to be honest, I think I knew that we went in this way. It's not even really about her.
Also,
Zach, he's my whole world.
I'm gonna pause this for a second. Can I point out how beautiful Katerina looks in this scene? It's like she has makeup on, but not a lot of it, and she just looks so gorgeous. So doesn't Jen.
But it's not healthy for him to see his parents in a terrible marriage. Like, I was miserable. I felt invisible. I felt more seen with you in the last month than I did in the last 10 years of my marriage.
And it's going to kill me next season, guys. Because if you are a fan of Jen like I was, when she got started in her acting, like I know that she was like on different things when she was younger. Like a kid younger. But when she really got her first breakout role, it was As the World Turns soap opera as Gwen Munson. And there was a scene on there. And I know I linked it in the group chat we have and everything. And I posted it. Where Gwen, who is Jen's character, found out that her boyfriend cheated on her. And Jen won an Emmy for that scene. And so the content we're about to get between these two is going to be incredible acting. Because they're both powerhouses. They both have that, like, they act off each other so good. It's going to be, like, I want them to get into a freaking screaming match. I want them to just start yelling at each other and go off each other like that. And then it just end with them kissing. Because I think that would be so cute and funny. But all right, here, let me finish this.
I told Celine it's over. Falling in love with you.
And she goes for the kiss. So, why the fuck? All right, I don't think that she was drinking, but I just noticed something. And I hope Aaron is watching this right now. Why in the hell does a sober, why do they have freaking, is that wine on her table right there? Why in the hell would they put a wine prop on a table of a character who is sober for 10 years? Unless it's Lucas's, because Lucas lives with her, but what the hell? Did they like miss that or what? Aaron, I hope you're watching this right now. I'm going to go message you and see if you're around. Hold on. I'm going to tell her to go. Oh my God, that's so funny. There's literally wine on her table. I'm dead. Oh my goodness. All right. And Cass's face is hilarious. She looks shocked. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of found it funny that they slept together because Amelia did her Amelia thing and she's just like, fuck it. This is what I'm going to do. But yeah, there's literally freaking wine. And if I've got to take a screenshot of this too, just in case Aaron doesn't see my message right away. Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, let's finish this scene. I'll get to your comments in a minute, guys, I promise.
Wow. I really got this wrong.
Tony, what we find important to keep in our lives.
And that was it. So we're going to pull up. Let me see some of these comments. It would have been nice to have a loving Anne Maloney scene to end the season. This was typical heartbreak from Grey's. It was for sure. I agree. I am confident that she will. Because I don't think she would have followed Ellen and Katerina at the end of the season if she wasn't. And I know that, and I'm gonna pull up the interview. I want to pull up that interview again. We're gonna go to the wrap one first. I'm gonna touch on everything Meg has said. Let me see. All right. So there's that. We're gonna get it on a screen. Share screen, Grey's Anatomy, share. All right. Of course, okay, so this is an interview with Meg on the wrap. They said, of course, it wouldn't be Grey's without some messiness, and that came with Tony confessing her love for Amelia and choosing to stay separated from her wife, only for Amelia to be hooking up with Dr. Cass Beckman. Is this a new love triangle or more of a messy mistake for Amelia and Tony to get through? And this is what's reassuring, guys, okay? Meg said, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. If I can, hopefully, maybe not. Oh, yeah, I can. All right. See if that zooms it in a little bit. Cass Beckham is married and in an open marriage. So I don't know if Cass is looking to get out of her marriage. So initially, I think this is a messy mistake from Amelia. We haven't seen Amelia make a messy mistake in quite some time, and I love that side of her. I do think she honestly believed Tony was going back to her ex-wife, and she was upset and sad. A few episodes ago, we saw Amelia make a kind of choose me speech to Tony. So I believe that she has deep feelings for her, that she's possibly falling in love with her too. So I think she was trying to make herself feel better, not only after a heartbreak, but after almost seeing her sister lose her partner again. See, and that's the other thing, guys. Amelia copes with her trauma so different. And I'm going to get into that, but I want to read this because I just thought of something. So she says, I do not think she expected the knock on the door, and I think she's got a long way to take herself out of this hole. Then it says, fans are loving Tony and Amelia already, and this sets up an exciting new path for them. And there's also the question of Tony's ex and how she was planning to move to Seattle for her. Could we meet this exclusive ex-wife next season? Everyone is asking who Tony's ex-wife is. I mean, never say never. Our hope is to be able to get Jen Landon to come back and play with us. She had a great time, and I love what her character does for Ben's character. Ben accepted a position as plastics fellow working under Jen in episode 17. All right. So I'm going to pull up the other interviews, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk for a minute, and then look at comments. Oftentimes, people with trauma have really like kind of shitty ways that they cope with it. And they don't handle it well. They don't cope with it well. They make the situation worse when it doesn't have to be. And like I said, I already reached out. I'm going to say this on here. I reached out to Katarina's people. They told me to email them. So I sent an email like a week ago. I'm giving it some time, and then I'm going to reach back out as a follow-up and find out. But they told me, because I explained to them I would love to get her on here. And the girl told me, she was like, email me. And I'm pretty sure they have me emailed someone within her management, the assistant of somebody to her management. And, or the assistant to her management, I mean. So yeah, I'm going to follow up with that, and hopefully we can get Katarina on here, because I would love to have an open, honest conversation with her about like trauma and Amelia's trauma, because I think it's important to talk about. And I think it'd be fun, and I want her to be able to interact with you guys. So I do have that in the works. I don't know if I'll get there. That's why I'm hoping that this kind of takes off, so that we can kind of like get some people on here. Because she isn't I would love to get Jen on here too. Hell, I would like to get them both on at the same time, but I don't know how to go about doing that. If I can't, and I might like next week try to get Jen on. Maybe I can get her on before Katarina. Maybe if Jen did it, Katarina would consider it. I don't want to like be annoying with them, so I'm just kind of like waiting on it. But that is in the works, I'm hoping. Because I think Katarina would be really good at explaining the trauma part of it too. And like, it is. It's like when you have trauma, you can do stupid shit without realizing it. Amelia copes that way. It always has. Let me find Joe. All right, here we go. Tony shows up at Amelia's front. This is with Variety, guys, just to be clear. And again, I'll go to the chat after this. Again, if you guys want to come on and join me and talk, the invite link is there. You can come up. I'll post it again just to make sure that we copy invite link. I'll post it here. Anybody can come up and talk. You do not have to be on camera. You could do it on your phone. There's the link. So we're going to go over this one. So Tony shows up at Amelia's front door, confesses she has fallen for her, only for Tony to realize that Amelia just hooked up with Cass. Are you trying to set up another love triangle here? Was Amelia's hook up with Cass a one-night stand? She says, we'll always have to wait and see, but for me, Amelia truly believed that Tony was going back to her wife, and she was brokenhearted about it and trying to make herself feel better. We know Cass is in a happy marriage, but it's an open marriage. So I think after being in Amelia's orbit today with Meredith and Nick, of it all, and having a difficult day at work with the bridge collapse, Cass was also looking to feel a little bit better, and they went and had coffee that we didn't see, and it turned into something else. I think Tony is just devastated. We're going to have to figure out, can Amelia dig her way out of this hole? I think she wants to be with Tony. She just thought it wasn't an option. So the other trauma that was triggered with Amelia was Derek. Now, granted, Amelia didn't get to see Derek like Meredith did, because I think it would have been way much worse if she did. But I'm sure that, like, it was a triggering day for her. It was a triggering day for her. She needed to get it out somehow, and she didn't know how to cope. And what I'm hoping for, you guys, is that, like, and you got to understand too, look at it this way, okay? Tony was somebody who knew Amelia before all the trauma. Tony never saw this side of her before, has yet to see this side of her before, doesn't know about this side of her yet. And I think it's going to be really awesome to see, because I think what would be amazing for Amelia is that, like, everything is going to be okay with her and Tony. I'm hoping that, like, Tony will be understanding of the, like, once Tony learns about Amelia's trauma, that she will become a little bit more understanding of the situation and they will talk it out. My hope is that this is going to be the last messy mistake Amelia makes, because Tony is going to bring her out of that self-destruct way that she has, because it's something different for once in Amelia's life. For once, it's something that's going to go good for her. Like, it's going to last. Whereas, like, her and Owen didn't last. You know, she lost her boyfriend. He died. And she lost her baby. Kai was basically, like, let her on, and it was like, didn't tell her until she was too far into it that they didn't want kids. When I say she, I'm talking about Amelia being too far into, like, invested into it. They didn't tell her until, like, that point that they didn't want kids. And that wrecked her. And then Monica straight up, and I know people liked Monica Beltran, and I didn't have an issue with her, but Monica basically rejected her. So she also, and I'm telling you guys from experience, when you have feelings of rejection, it sucks. And that's trauma itself. And that can pull up a lot of feelings. So I think she was just going through it. And yay, Aaron's here. Aaron. I was looking back on that last scene with Amelia and Tony. And I'm going to pull it up again, because I noticed something. And it's like one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to play the whole clip. Let me pull it up. I'm so glad you're here, Aaron. I know you probably can't stay long because of littles and stuff, but okay, look. No, there wasn't anything. I did notice something. And it's just funny to me because it's like, why the fuck would they put this in this scene? Hold on. I gotta wait till we can get a clear.
Tony?
What we find important to keep in our lives.
Oh, wait, I just seen it. Is that wine? Look, on her, in her house, in Amelia's house. Am I blind, or is that wine I'm seeing on her kitchen table? Why would they put a prop of wine on her kitchen table when she's been sober for 10 years? I don't think she did either. I don't believe that she did either. And in the way that it's set up, it doesn't look like it's been touched. But that literally looks like wine on Amelia's table. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be it. It was just funny to me. I just saw that and I'm like, Because, like, usually, like, sober people don't have that kind of shit laying around. So I just thought it was so funny. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, it's probably for cooking. But it was just funny to me nonetheless because I'm like, wait. Because it's just set there so nicely and everything. Oh my God, they did. You're right. She come walking in with a wine glass and sat down by her on the couch. Like, I can't with it. But I can tell you what, guys. I do think Katerina probably laughed when she got the script, though, when they and saw that Amelia was going to sleep with Cass. She was like, probably like, oh my God, that girl, she did this again. Spiraling out. Like, I can't. You're welcome. I want to do more things like this, and I've really been wanting to get Erin on with me because I think her and I could really like do a good show, but it's hard for her right now because of her IRL. So I'm hoping this summer though sometime we can collab when she's not as busy. Because there's just too much shit going on. I figure I'll do this like once a week if you guys like it, and like that way we can. So I don't know. Like, hold on, let me pull this. I gotta remember. Predictions for Jules and Winston next season. So I don't know because this is my thoughts, okay? And I said this earlier. I feel like either Jules or Simone is gonna end up pregnant. I'm leaning more towards Simone because they could make it messy with a who's a daddy plot. Because Midori was leaving. I think that's why they ended it, was because Midori was leaving. Otherwise, I think that would have gone. But I'm happy that it turned out the way it did because we're getting story for Amelia, and I know Katerina's going to eat that shit up. Like she's probably loving that shit. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Jules and Winston because they didn't really leave off on anything. You know what I mean? I know let me pull up. There is a part of an article that did have about right here. You want to explore a different kind of subordinate superior relationship with Winston and Jules, but now they truly crossed that professional line into personal territory. They have done a decent job of hiding the fact that they're sleeping together, but until the end of the finale. And then, so Meg says, I know some people want them together, but some people don't want them together. I find that their chemistry is great. I find them so charming together. Oh my God, I can't read. He resisted for 2 seasons because he was so scared of what the power dynamic would do to their careers in each other. And finally, he decided to follow his heart. And now he's scared of what could possibly happen because Ben definitely saw them. And Ben is definitely going to tell his wife. Oh, shit. Okay. So they are going to do something. Okay. So they are going to do something there with them. That's right. I forgot. I didn't notice that until somebody pointed it out, I think, that Ben had caught them. So maybe... See, that's going to get interesting. It's going to be, I don't know. Like, so then maybe Jules won't be pregnant and it is going to be Simone then. Because maybe they're going to deal with the aftermath of like trying to have a relationship, and maybe Winston gets like, maybe Winston's going to be one of those guys that like pulls away because he doesn't want to risk his job. Like, I don't know. It might get messy. I don't think so because Addie is too popular and liked. I feel like I don't think they'll get fired. It's probably, who was it, Aaron? Because I'm trying to think. There was a whole storyline they did, and it's given that storyline Was it Alex and Joe that got in trouble for being together? Was Alex and Joe? Who was the other one? Because there was that whole storyline early on. It was like, okay, yeah, and there was like this whole thing about Joe and Alex being together, and Alex was pretty much like, fuck it. Oh my God, Aaron, that would be so great to see Tony with Amelia's family. I need her to meet Amelia's mom. Could you imagine? They need to get Tin on there. Like, and I want to see Charlotte. I want to see Charlotte too. See, the difference between, I bet you, between the Jules and Winston storyline and Joe and Alex is Alex had that I don't give an F attitude and he did it anyway, where Winston might actually go the opposite direction and be like, okay, we can't do this. So because they've been paralleling a lot of stuff lately, I noticed. So I bet you it's going to be like that. Right. Because Alex didn't care. So they just pretended and everything. But Winston, it's going to go the other way. I guarantee it. Winston is going to like not want to risk his job, especially. And here's why. Because with Teddy gone, they're probably going to put Winston as head of cardio. Chief of cardio. Isn't Teddy chief of cardio? So Winston's probably going to take over chief of cardio. And he's not going to want that to be wrecked. I feel like I gotta figure out the fucking delay on YouTube too, because I feel like I'm so delayed. Dude, Katarina just posted, and I can't tell you guys how bad I want to get her on this show. Like, I wish she could see my DMs. I would tell her to come on. Should I message her and just go for it and see? I don't know if she would. Because I would literally love to talk to her about trauma. I know I already reached out to her people. I got to follow up with it. I didn't. Yes, he was being a rep. He was definitely doing that. He just didn't care. But Winston is different. Winston doesn't know where he's at. Like, he's just like Winston, you know? It's going to be interesting. That's what I think too, Aaron. I think they're going to, and I thought that before this episode even aired, that I wonder if they're not going to put Sophia on, even if it's reoccurring, but have her be trauma. Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm going to message the StreamYard link. I will see if I don't know if she'll see it. But I do know she's around right now. Let me copy and paste this bitch and I'll get it. What the hell? Shit, I can't do that. Hold on a second. See, I think Charlotte would be good to come on. But I actually think, you guys, it's going to be Amelia that pulls Link out of it. At least I'm hoping. Because that would be a full circle moment and show so much growth for her as being the one that's actually the one pulling somebody out of addiction instead of being the one that's in the addiction. People, copy invite link. Hold on, I gotta get the damn YouTube link. Hold on, guys. All right, sorry. I got like down a wrong pipe or something. All right, I sent her a message. I don't know if she'll see it. And I don't want to like blow up her comments. All right. I know. Honestly, when Amelia said she was going back to her people, I thought that in my head it was like she was going back to see her private practice people. Oh yeah, see, I gotta rewatch it, the episode, because there was some things that I had missed. So it will be. Why, Nelly? Oh God, the dog probably needs out. Shit. I would love to see that too. So a lot of gay people have said they would love to see some flashbacks to medical school with Tony and Amelia. I think this would be so great because we as the audience haven't really seen Amelia before all that trauma either. So who would you guys think would be good to play? Honestly, if they do this, okay, and I know that it's a long shot, but the perfect person to play Amelia as a young Amelia, and you're going to be surprised I say this, but somebody else pointed it out on my Twitter timeline the one day, and I was like, oh my God, is Sabrina Carpenter. She did a photo shoot recently where she had on this dark-haired wig, and she literally looked like a young Katarina, and I'm going to find that picture right now and show you guys. because it was insane. Okay, hold on. What was that photo shoot she just did recently? I gotta go on her page. My little Sabby Sab. Right here. Shit, it's not what I want to do. No, like for real, Aaron, you got to see this. Somebody in my timeline, because I follow a lot of Amelia fans, and I was drinking lemonade, and that's why. Sorry, I'm ADD. I saw your comment. I was drinking lemonade, and that's what happened. Yeah, somebody on my timeline said it. Hold on, Instagram. Here we go. This is Sabrina with a dark hair wig on. I see. I wouldn't have either, Aaron, but somebody pointed it out when she did this photo shoot, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're right." I even commented on it and said that. And like, granted, some of these photos, like the hair isn't there, but I wish I could find, where is this? Oh, did I screw that up? Oh, I did, because I took it off. Hold on. Another view of it. Okay, hold on. Let me do it. My God, why can't I stop coughing? It's like I took a drink of lemonade and it went down the wrong damn pipe. All right, hold on a second. All right, what? I'm trying to think of what. Let me go. I want to make sure that Hunter's picture is recent. Hold on, let me. Fuck, it's not Oh, wait, this one might. Do you want a side-by-side picture of Sabrina and Hunter? Shit. Is this it? Yeah, this was it. All right. Because I want to use this picture. And then we're going to go on here. We're going to do a collage. Okay. All right, guys, I'm switching tabs so you can see the collage. Is that who you wanted me to do? So I didn't really know which picture of Hunter to post or grab. Because that's like a recent one, I think. Is that who you're talking about? Hopefully I have the right damn girl. Yeah, Sabrina would be amazing too. Not only is she like an amazing singer, but I saw that girl act live because I went to Girl Meets World taping and I met her on set and I was able to go on the set. And when I first saw her, I had taken my cousins with me and then my best friend, and we're walking out of the studio, and my cousin, who like never even watched Girl Meets World, like she just went literally for the experiment or the experience. She turned to me and she was like, "That girl is gonna go far," and she blew up after that. Blew up. But yeah, I gotta give it to somebody. There was, like I said, somebody on Twitter said Sabrina, and I was like, oh my god. Like I looked at that picture of her in the dark haired wig, and I'm like, holy shit. It was, I think it might have been Fatima or whatever her name is. Or let me look it up. I could probably find it. Because they said something like it's given young Amelia. because they quoted the photo shoot post, and they said it's given young Amelia or something like that. But I don't know who. I can't remember who it was. Might have been. I can't find it, but it was somebody on my Twitter timeline that I follow quoted a tweet that said that it was about the photo shoot Sabrina did, and they were like, it's given young Amelia. And I was like, holy shit. Now, do you guys, Aaron, have you seen just how far did you, I can pull it up on Instagram, but this is why I can't wait for next season. I'm going to share this for a minute, just a little bit of it. Shit, that's not what I wanted. Share screen. So, and I got to leave it on this tab, so I'm not going to see chat for a minute. But this is the scene from Jennifer Landon's Emmy reel from 2007. It is very similar to what is going on Grey's Anatomy right now with Tony and Amelia. And she was very young here. She was 21. Wait, let me see. How old is Jen Landon in 2007? She might have been like 22, maybe. I don't know. So she was 23. So she's only 23 here. She was young. I loved her on here. You really want to get invested in something this summer, Aaron, look up Will and Gwen from As the World Turns and watch Jen in that role. She won 3 Daytime Emmys for it. And this scene in particular, I'm going to play a little bit of it because I'm hoping we get this level of acting from her and Katarina together next season. Because granted, Jesse Soffer is amazing. But
I love you so much.
Yes or no?
I would never want to hurt you like
Yes or no?
that. There is nothing going on between me and Jade.
Yesterday? 2 weeks ago?
Gwen, you're the only girl that I want to be with.
Did you sleep with Jade? Answer me. Yes or no?
You can't go by what Maddie says, because she has serious problems, and you know that.
You learn, to listen differently when you're raised by a drunk, you know. You know, bits of the truth come out half hidden, but still they're there.
I haven't lied.
Maddie's in a bad place, but she knows what she heard.
So what? Is it her word against mine?
You can't answer a simple question, so I figure through all the words that you're not saying, the truth is staring right at me.
Okay. It's true. I had sex with Jade. Once. That's all. It happened once. I swear. It was just once.
When?
It was, graduation night. And you found out that I cheated on on the calculus test in the paper, and we had that huge fight.
So you made yourself feel better by having sex with Jade?
Gwen, I was drunk and I hit bottom. It meant nothing. She means nothing. I love you.
So you had meaningless sex because you love me?
And I've hated myself ever since, okay? Please, just, you gotta understand, this was one time, and I love you so much.
No. All those nights, you came to our bed and said that you loved me.
I do.
And that I was the only one.
You are.
And all that time, that lie was between us.
I wanted to tell you.
How many nights? Like 50? 60? How many times did you lie to me, Will? Huh? Tell me, damn it, how many times?
It was just one time, and you saw how drunk I was.
Well, okay then, that makes all the difference.
Look, we fought, and you said you didn't even want to be around me.
Don't make this my fault.
I thought we were over.
So that's it? So long, Gwen. Hello, Jade.
No, you're twisting it around. It was one mistake, not an affair.
Oh, so I should feel grateful.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I mean.
You know what? You cheated on the term paper, you cheated on the final, and you cheated on me, and then you waited for the lie to catch up with you.
Yes, because I was so afraid of losing you.
Like, if you would have told me from the beginning,
I wanted to.
then maybe we would have had a chance, but instead, no, you made me Jade's friend. You paid her hush money.
No, that's not what that was.
Hey, all that stuff about finding her a place to live, did you guys have a good laugh?
No, everything that I've done since that night was about trying to hold on to you because I love you so much. Gwen, this was one time.
Yeah, it was one fight. I was mad at you for like an hour. That's all it took for you to go to her?
I thought you never wanted to see me again.
I wanted us to graduate. I wanted to take a stupid picture to show to our kids. You smashed that dream. Did I run to another guy?
Look, if I hadn't been so drunk.
Oh, please. Every lame excuse that my mother ever said started with those words.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to say that it didn't happen. That is not true. That it's just some stupid made-up in Maddie's head.
Gwen, I promise you, if you can forgive me, then I can do better. I can be a good husband to you. I can.
I don't believe you.
You have to. If you can just let me prove this to you, then everything will be okay. All right? You're what I want. You and me forever.
You and me. How does that work when I don't even know who you are?